he said, finally moving to wrap his strong, calloused fingers around hers. For a minute there, I thought I'd met you before. As Claire Parker stepped out of Sharon's shadow, Tim saw Anais. He knew his mind was playing tricks on him, but something about the dramatic lighting and the way the woman moved evoked the image of his wife as she had looked on stage, maybe because that was how he kept dreaming about her. He looked desperately for the differences there must be between this woman and his dead wife. Yes, Claire had shining dark hair smoothed back into a sleek bun, the way his wife had often worn hers, and they shared a certain husky timbre to their voices. But Anaïs's eyes were blue, while Claire's were velvet brown, and under her t-shirt and jeans, Claire had more curves than the slender actress would ever allow herself. Yet he, the rational scientist, was blindsided by the resemblance. He thought leaving New York would save him from the constant reminders, yet even here in the wilds of West Virginia, he got yanked back into the nightmare. Claire looked up at him with a question in her eyes, and he realized he was still holding her hand. He gave her an apologetic smile as he released his grip. Her gaze became intent, as though she was trying to read something in his face. With a sense of disquiet, he wondered what his expression revealed. Most people had given up on offering sympathy that thinly disguised their curiosity about his wife's death. But Claire Parker was new here. She might not know he preferred to avoid the subject. "Excuse me, ma'am," he said, giving Claire a polite nod before he turned away to face Sharon. He pulled a prescription pad and pen from his pocket and began to write, covering 3 sheets before he tore them off and held them out. As he refocused on the condition of the mare he'd just examined, clean, strong anger boiled up again. Whoever owned this horse should be prosecuted for criminal negligence. "You won't hear any argument from me." Sharon took the papers with a sigh. "Add this visit to my monthly bill." "This one's on me," Tim said. "I can't charge you in good conscience when you'll never get any useful work out of this horse. She'll just eat your feet and take up a stall." "She'll help Claire. That makes her worth the room and board." He caught Claire's little gesture of embarrassment from the corner of his eye and turned back to her. "Sharon trying to match you up with a whisper horse?" "Oh, so you know about Sharon's theory," she said, looking relieved. Then her eyes lit with a gleam of mischief. "Do you have a whisper horse yourself?" "Not yet," Sharon interjected. He shook his head. "I figured the animals I treat have enough problems of their own without adding mine." Even his worst enemy didn't deserve to listen to what he'd have to say. "At least there's no danger they'll post your true confessions on Facebook," Claire said. "That's an advantage I hadn't considered," he admitted, his attention caught by the undercurrent of laughter in her tone. "You two aren't taking this seriously," Sharon said. "Everyone needs someone to tell their troubles to, and horses have broad backs to help carry your burdens." "I know. Just whisper your worries into your horse's ear, and they'll magically disappear," Claire said, throwing a smiling glance in Sharon's direction. "Is there a horse who knows all your secrets, Sharon?" "I have a whole stable full of whisper horses," Sharon said with a grin as she unlatched the stall door. "Let's see what you think of Willow." "Now?" A shadow of discomfort crossed Claire's face as her gaze cut toward him and back. "Isn't it supposed to be a private thing, just me and the horse?" So the self-assured Claire Parker didn't want to meet her potential whisper horse in front of a stranger. Maybe she wasn't quite the skeptic she pretended to be. Or maybe she was desperate for someone to talk to. He didn't want to get tangled up with that kind of neediness again. "I'll look in on your pregnant mare and then come back to discuss Willow's diagnosis." "Sounds like a plan," Sharon said. Claire's brown eyes were warm with appreciation, and he was startled by the little flicker of heat they kindled in his gut. "Thank you," she said. "I'm not sure what happens when one finds the right horse. It might not be pretty." "There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth," he quoted. With a chuckle, she bared her teeth and clicked them together a couple of times before slipping into the stall. He was left to think about how the shape and color of her lips remained crystal clear in his memory. Claire relinquished the veterinarian's company with a strange reluctance. His smile came slowly, but held the same warmth as the afternoon sunshine. She found his solidity comforting. It would take a disaster of epic proportions to throw Dr. Tim off balance.